Here's the view that's etched on my mind. I'll try and keep my head cam still. Wow! The blue this morning. Oh. Well, good morning. Welcome back to FarmerTorque. And we're just leaving Horner, which is very near Porlock, which is on the A39, which is the subject of this Tarmac Trails. And we just amble through these lanes here. Rather gorgeous. This Horner Valley, Horner Woods, very well known, and very pretty. Glorious morning again. And here we go. This, boys and girls, is the A39. Now, as we pull up here, and this is on a, fair bend, can you imagine that this was the main road? Well, it still is a main road, but before the 361, what we call the link road, goes through the middle of North Devon, this road was the main thoroughfare through to Barnstable and then down the west coast to Bude, Bideford, that lot. So here we go. Very colourful sign there. Porlock. Porlock is almost in folklore, isn't it? It's sort of steeped in history. There's the sea. Yippee! Let's just amble through Porlock village. It's right on the coast, a little coastal village on the north coast of Devon. Normally on a Sunday morning this would be heaving. There we go. It's really cute shops, proper call it a village. I mean, it's certainly not, it's not a town really, but there's a lot going on here, and all very cute sort of shops, geared to tourism, of course. Now, wrong with that, the Webbers. And here's the first sign. You've got Porlock Weir, which is the harbour front, etc. And then a clue on that last sign, and this one coming up here, Lynmouth. And that's where we're going, and this is where it starts to get interesting very quickly. And if we can see the sign on the right there, Porlock Hill, quarter of a mile, gradient 1 in 4, caravans advised not to use it. Now, maybe not life-threatening, but this is we're climbing here quite a bit. So this is where it gets interesting. Porlock Hill. And straight away we're into, you do have to think about this. What a gorgeous cottage. Leaning over here. Whoa, now this is steep. And the view to the right as we climb up. Whoa. Watch where we're going. Watch where we're going. There's a really tight hairpin here that you have to think about. Second or first? I'm going to go first, Way and round we go. Childish fun. Steep climb here. Like that. There we go. That's Porlock Hill. Well, this is Porlock Hill, it still is. And we've just climbed best part of 300 metres. Basically we go from sea level to near enough 400 metres in short order. And over the cattle grid, moorland is, Exmoor is covered in those. And a few people around this morning. It's a little gathering. There's the sea to the right here. That's the Bristol Channel. And I have several favourite places in Exmoor. But just to the right at the top here are two. There we go. Can I see them? Whoops. Look where you're going. Two little car parking areas. Well, this is a place that you can pull in just at the top of Porlock Hill. It's one of my favourite places. It overlooks Porlock Bay just down to the right. There's two areas. There's one a little higher up. It's a little bit busy at the moment, but never mind. And you can look across to Wales, not today, but where the sea meets the sky, that's Wales. And you can clearly see that some days. Here we go. This is what this road's all about. Let's look at the road a bit. You're tempted to look at the sea. It's not a very big road, but it winds sinuously, beautifully along the coast. And constant little surprise bends. I mean, like that one's quite tight, and you think you can see it all, but often you can't. So I think Lynton to Lynmouth, not Lynton to Lynmouth, what am I saying? Porlock to Lynmouth is about 12 miles. And Lynmouth 8 miles from now, so yeah. And it's one of the most glorious pieces of time. I mean, it's one of the nicest roads to drive right, I know. The downside is that in summer months it can get pretty busy. We may come across a bit of traffic. It'll wiggle through the woods here. One of the nice things is it changes so much. So, as I say, we're in the trees here. The big pub they're renovating here, it was closed. It's still, well, it doesn't really look like a pub anymore, does it? Now we're there, breaking out, big expanse of sea to my right, fabulous valley to the left, and look at this road. I mean, just roads don't get a lot better than this. Whoa! Look at this. Dips, bends. Oh, did I mention the views? Now on the left says Doon Valley. Lorna Doone, the novel, based on true story, of course, they'll have you say. Farmer John rid. Falls in love with Lorna and the nasty Doone family. Bit of shooting, bit of killing, bit of loving, bit of sex, and all ends happily ever after. Oh, sorry, I spoilt the end. I do have to say, if you get a chance, drop off down into that valley, because it is very pretty. What a morning. The road opens out in places here, not just here, but in a minute. Every bend is different, and then I just look to my right and there's a deep blue sea. Wow. And then you're given this view ahead. Got a junction here. Oh, this is fun. Then you get, see, that looked fairly open, but it not quite, and you come right down to a really tight hairpin, and you can then drop a gear. Just be nice to these people. There we go. And we're getting nearer to Lynmouth now. Just see the sea on the right. Some Exmoor ponies here on the left. It's hard to describe the beauty of the valleys. You have to, sorry boys and girls, you have to be here to see it, but hopefully we're giving you an idea. Maybe teasing and tempting you. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that view. I'll just slow up here. We're just coming round to Contesbury. There's the first, I can see Lynmouth to the left. I'm just going to go steady here. Contesbury Hill is famous, and you'll see why in a minute. And here we go. I'll slow up and you can read that. There we go. Contesbury Hill, half a mile. Gradient 1 in 4 at the bottom. 16%. And that's Lynmouth, just ahead. Lynmouth, oh, you'll see how beautiful Lynmouth is in a minute. So let's hop through here. So we're just wiggle along a little bit here, and then we're at the top of the hill. And one of those views, it's burnt into my memory. Gorgeous valley to the left. There's just too much to look at. And here we go. Heaviest vehicles descend. Oh, here's the view that's etched on my mind. I'll try and keep my head cam still. Wow, the blue this morning. Oh, I'm surprised by that view, and I can't look round, but there's fabulous cliffs. So that's the harbour. Tide's out, And oh, shut up, farmer. So let's drop down into Lynmouth. I should say this is steep. We 1 in 4 isn't. I mean, 1 in 3 is about as steep as you get on the public road. 1 in 4's steep, and there are a few. So I'm down. I'm just. Oh, you're on the brakes all the time, and it's when you come up this hill, when you turn out the bottom. There you go. Escape lanes. Escape lanes. Boy, do you smell brakes of vehicles coming down here if you start off at the bottom and come back up. So there you go, we dart up to the left if your brakes fail. There we go. Oh no! Pedal! That's keen. Okay, there you go. Lynmouth. Now this has to be, well, let's just show you a bit of Lynmouth, one of the prettiest harbour villages going. Famous for the floods in the 50s that were disastrous, many lives lost. But famous for its beauty. And if one of my favourite things to do living in Devon is, oh, how beautiful is this? Sorry, I'm just going, I've lost the plot, thinking things are beautiful, but it is. Just round the corner is my favourite fish and chip shop. Let's come round here. Yeah, it's all closed at the moment, sadly. And then, there, now I'll just stop here and see if you can see it. But up there is the really famous Lynmouth Lynton vernacular. Vernacular? Oh, check that out. But it's a water-powered, and the gradient is just staggering. Lift company, they call themselves. Okay. Right, let's trot through here. Come through and then have a look. Wow. Wow. That is spectacular. Let's have a look. I'm just leaning over the harbour wall here. The sea is just always alluring, isn't it? Well, there we go. Well, the Scrambler. And this is Lynmouth in a way. I've never seen it before for a Sunday morning to be so quiet. I mean, we can travel, but you can't stay anywhere. And weird. Beautiful nonetheless. Well, here's the guide to Lynmouth. And yeah, number 1, Esplanade, which is where we are, where the chip shop is. Yeah! On the left here it's saying about the Cliff Railway, which is really interesting. Lime kilns, bathing pool and beach huts, and the pavilion. And yeah. Interestingly, there's no mention of the floods there. I think there is. I mean, I know there is. In fact, I think there's a museum. but beautiful. You'll never get a view of Lynmouth like this. Normally this would be packed, and it's actually a real pleasure to it's a bit weird, but to see it like this. These are, it looks like opening for takeaway, which is good and positive. So there we go. And there's the little harbour, which is just so quaint. And now you see the river. That's where the torrents came piling through. The Lynmouth Flood Memorial Hall. I thought there was. I'm sure there was. One of my favourite places, I have to say. And the trick is to spend time here.